Hey guys, it's another wonderful episode, or at least we hope so. And I hope everybody's doing well. How are you doing, Natalie, after the car wreck?
Happy Sunday. I'm still a little bit sore, but I'm alright.
Yep. So it's another weekend day, so that means the kids are home. So you probably hear them in the
Get ready
background,
for background noise.
and hopefully they don't bust out and we have to cancel this video or something. But just like that. So what's today's topic?
We're going to talk about the impacts of disabilities. Well, let me clarify that. Physical disabilities, or being in a wheelchair, have on your social life.
So severe physical disabilities that
Yes.
make it hard to like walk up a step or get up multiple steps, or
Yes, in showers.
we can even say if a restaurant or whatever isn't accommodated, or if the doorways are not wide enough, and just be kind of all inclusive. So this isn't kind of a Friedreich ataxia video, but also inclusive of other physical disabilities that sometimes lead you to being in a wheelchair.
Yes, 'cause
So do you feel like you've been included or excluded, and what part of your disability was like the tipping point where it went from great to not so great?
I think when the FA became more prominent, I started being left out of social events, like probably senior year of high school, early 20s. So, like, I had a friend that got married at like 22 or 23. And we had gone to a friend's house down in Orlando because they had better access to like bridal shops to shop for like her wedding gown and stuff. And my friends had to help me to the toilet. Not like once I was on the toilet, but like get there to go to the bathroom. And then like I had to have them kind of put me inside the bathtub. And then how I showered was on the floor, so it made things pop, and I'm sure it became a burden to them, even though they're like, oh, no. Because then when it came to planning my friend's bachelorette party, they're like, look, we don't think you need to go because we're all gonna get drunk, and we don't need to be helping or be the one.
Responsible.
Yeah, responsible to take care of you. And that was the gist of it. And needless to say, I chose to dissolve those friendships because I've kind of always felt like, well, you either accept all of me or you don't deserve to get any of me, kind of thing. I can be a flat out bitch when it's that kind of thing. Like, Jim will tell you I'm highly opinionated and
What was the term I used when we met? You were too something
intense.
intense. She can go from this docile, kind of shy, reserved creature to like
In your face.
it's turned around, and yes, you can get high intensity.
Especially when it comes to my disability, because that's not all of who I am. I don't want to be looked at like that. But at the same time, it's a big part of who I am, so take it or leave it. I don't really care. It's not gonna hurt me either way.
Well, from my experience, things like that they touch a nerve with you, and in my own experience and what you've taught, you mean people either hurt you or they make you angry, and or at least you come off you're hurt and you're angry because you're hurt, or you know what I'm saying. How would you say that?
Oh, yeah, I'm angry because I'm hurt. Like, I had one therapist tell me that I was an iceberg of anger, and your anger is on the outside above the water level. But underneath, you're really acting out angry because you're hurt.
And is it kind of like a defense mechanism? So instead of crying and saying everybody's hurting my feelings, you're saying I'm angry, I'm going to kill you, or whatever it is. Let me run over you, or whatever it is. I don't know. Let me quit answering your phone calls. Or did they call you afterwards, after the wedding?
I don't remember exactly what happened. It's so many years.
Yeah, and just knowing what I know, and I'm sure knowing what you know, people were excited about their wedding, and it probably they felt like your disability was a hindrance to them doing it in some way. Whether or not they meant to hurt your feelings, they obviously did, because you were like best friends with these people, right? They were your best two friends or something, or so.
From my childhood. But,
And you already said you were walking at that time a little bit, right? But getting up like 2 or 3 steps would have been hard or impossible without help.
yeah, I just had like more violent situations.
And getting in a tub with a big lip was impossible without help. So you couldn't bathe. If you went on vacation, you either had to have help with bathing or you didn't bathe at all.
Yes, like it kind of be like now you just prepare, like you don't go stay at someone's house and just think you're gonna be whatever. Like my aunt's house, I had this experience with the two when I was younger. Like she lived at a townhouse, and I eventually got to where I couldn't go up the steps, so to stay there was kind of impossible. But she moved, and as able to get in areas, but again, I still had to have, like, my sister, like, help me onto the toilet and that kind of thing. But, like, now, like, I wouldn't do that. I know if I were going down south, I was like in a hotel room that's accommodated. Like, you just kind of gotta plan differently.
And when you first came to this house, you could get through the main entrance barely, and you could get to the master bedroom just barely.
Barely.
But when it comes to getting into where the children's bedrooms would be, you could not do it on your own. So when she first came, to kind of hang out, look at the house and all. Me and my mother helped her get through one of the bedrooms and kind of had some pictures and all.
I was pregnant, and him and his mom carried me into the bedroom.
Yeah, we had to basically stop the wheelchair at the doorway and then carry her to the bed in there. We this was right after the first or only baby shower, right? So you were like, hanging out with your baby shower. This is where we were storing the baby shower items before she moved here. So there were challenges even where she's at. There still are challenges, and there will continue to be more as her neuromuscular disease gets worse. But people that live in a mobile home, I mean, there's almost no way for her to get in because they always have steps. And but one Thanksgiving, we went to
his cousin's house, and his cousin lives in a mobile home, a very nice mobile home, and
it has like 6 or so steps, right? It's like 4 foot off the ground or something.
I'm not tired. Yeah, it has like a few steps, and we got me in my manual chair with the help of Dan's uncle. So like Dan and his uncle lifted the entire wheelchair up. And that's how I got it. But like, if there's not another man there, or like someone who can physically lift.
And we've sort of graduated from the manual wheelchair thing, but there was a time when that might have worked over having a 300, 400, 500 pound whatever wheelchair.
Yeah.
But
like now, our Thanksgivings are typically at your mom's or like here
or outside.
Somewhere it can be, or yeah, we went to his stepbrother's one time. And we had to have it outside, which brings up another issue, the bathroom.
Yeah, if you're an hour and a half, 2 hours away, and there's boonies and forests and no businesses.
Boonies and forests.
It was right there by, what's that? Is that the Osceola Forest or is that something else? Okay, so
yeah,
basically right outside the state forest, which goes into Georgia and stuff, and there is no businesses around there. There's no place to use the bathroom unless you just somebody carried you, and everything is dirt roads, everything is mud, basically, and it would be hard to get her, especially in a heavy electric chair, to get to a porch or anything to get to the bathroom, and then she would have to be helped, majorly helped. So outside Thanksgivings, outside Christmas parties, it could be cold, it could be rainy, and that's not always an option, and so.
Although I've trained myself to hold my bathroom, which probably isn't really good in the long run, but if I'm somewhere I can't really get to a restroom, I can typically hold it. So, but other than that, like
people, and here's the thing. A lot of people in wheelchairs self-cath, and people may wonder if you do that, and I'm not experienced enough to do it. If I could do it safely, it would probably save us a lot of stress, but and she can't do it, or she I don't think she'd want to try. But so and that brings up another thing. Like you had somebody like what was it, a Halloween party at Arts and Medicine or something?
Yes, a friend slash coworker had a Halloween party a few years back, and I was already in this chair. Ridiculous. I was in this chair, and she did not invite me to her Halloween party. But before she had it, she came to me and said, "Oh, well, I didn't invite you because there's like a 5-inch lip on my doorway. So I don't know how we would have got you into my house."
And 5 inches isn't bad if you're in a manual chair, but somebody's going to have to take responsibility for you. You know, if you fall on their property
Right.
and she's pushing you in. Marcy, you know, her friend had like a 5 inch gap on her lip on hers, and no problem as long as we were in the light, this aluminum quickie or whatever wheelchair. So now we have used that, you know, on higher steps, and it can be dangerous. You could, you know, we could tumble to the side, down, forward, or anything like that. But you know, if you got two, maybe three people, it's doable no matter what the steps are. Um, so that brings up another point: how much of it is hoopla versus, you know, like how much of it is a stigma? Why don't people invite you maybe over? Is there a stigma with wheelchair people?
I'm sure there is, yes.
I mean, there are a lot of stigmas, but let's get focused just on you being able to get to somebody's house, get inside their house, be able to get under a table, to, you know, a dining room table or whatever, to eat, all this stuff. Go to the bathroom. Do you ever feel like someone in particular did not invite you based on false information or false what is it? The stigma.
Yes, many times. For instance, all of my high school friends, like well, as far back as middle school, like I ran in one clique. High school, middle school, early college, like.
Oh, yawn fest here.
It's ridiculous. We always ran in the same group, and again, these are the same group of friends that I had the issue with at the wedding. But this was before the wedding. Every summer they went on a cruise. And almost every time we got together, which quite often, like just at parties or whatever, they would talk about going on a cruise, what they were gonna do, and who they were gonna see, and all this stuff. And one time, remember, I checked in, and my uncle at the time worked for Norwegian Cruise Lines. He was one of their engineers. So just chiming in as, "Oh yeah, my uncle could probably get us all discounts." And I remember the room just went like dead silent. Like you could hear her pin drop. And one of my friends, and I say loosely, and she was the friend in the group that was always real bold and outspoken. Just kind of looked at me like I was insane. So I just felt weird, like ever since then. And I've had other issues, like but again, I think after that is kind of where I got the backbone. You either accept me or you don't. Like, that's your problem. I'll find friends. I'll find friends who will carry me on their backs and take me anywhere I need to go.
So yeah, that's another point I think we talked about before doing this video was there's some of Natalie's best friends, her friend, her family, and we talked about this woman on the what was it, our Claim to Fame Part 2 or whatever video, BJ, which was Marsalis, the family, first family of jazz. They kind of, a black family, African American family, they kind of treated her. How did they treat you? A lot better than most white people.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. And I've actually had this discussion on tape for one of my sociology classes. I've always felt more respected, be it like a matriarchal issue or like be it that I have a disability. I've always gotten more respect from African Americans or like even other races. Like I remember like going through Santa Fe on crutches because that's when I used to use crutches. And
Santa Fe College, community college.
yes, like black guys would always like hold doors open for me. Like we're always extremely polite. Like 95% of the time, like white guys would just walk through the doorway, shut the door in my face, like not think twice about like.
Include what was that doctor that did that the other, a couple months ago at North Florida? Was he white?
No. Oh, at the ER?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a white guy, like. Daddy! Yeah, like I was rolling by the door and he just swung. And then basically, like, hit me in the face with the door. So I've just always felt that people with different ethnicities and
Cultures
and all that stuff
backgrounds, belief systems
are more open-minded than just too open-minded to my disability. Like it's not a disability like a hindrance, no. Like it's just part of why I am. And again, you can take me or you can leave me. Like
and like BJ's family, they weren't going to see somebody that's just because you're in a wheelchair that you shouldn't have fun and enjoy your time with them when they're having cookouts and parties and stuff like that. They made sure you were involved and that you were happy. And this is, I've heard BJ say this before, when you're around here, you're a family.
yeah.
And there is no stranger. There's no white and black. There's just your family. And we're going to accept you, and we're going to make sure when you leave our cookout or whatever, we're gonna feed you until you're ready to throw up and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
you're
You know?
happy and full, and yeah.
Yeah, and maybe you'll do a little bit of dancing before you go home. You know. So, anything else you want to touch on here, or do you think we got everything?
No, I think we covered it pretty good. So yes, there for sure is a stigma that falls around being disabled or in a wheelchair. How do you avoid that stigma? Again, I grew a backbone. You take me as I am, or you leave me.
And part of like I said, is it hoopla or whatever is people would. I'm assuming this is what they're thinking as somebody that is mostly able-bodied. That do I have to accommodate you to get you to come to my house or whatever? And they may not realize that Natalie or somebody else has a little bit of independence. They may not think that, like me, I caregive for Natalie. They're not going to take her to the bathroom or anything like that. I'm not saying I wouldn't accept help from my family that's close to get you go to a toilet that doesn't have bars on it or something. But as long as she can get through those doorways and get up into the house, just invite somebody. Don't intentionally not invite somebody just because they have a bad handicap or they're in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that hurts, and not everyone is gonna like slap it off or not really care about it. Like it does hurt,
As I said, it's just because you think you have to accommodate somebody, it is somebody else's responsibility, if not the person in the wheelchair, to make sure they have their needs met. So,
Yes. Like this video. Like thumbs up, not thumbs down. Like and subscribe to my channel.
Bye bye.